Right now, as I speak, millions and millions of drivers are saving money on their car insurance with GEICO. If you're one of those drivers, well done. If you're not, it's easy to join them. Visit geico.com today.
On the line with us right now, we were fortunate to have Phil McConkey, who is the offensive MVP of the 1978 Holiday Bowl. Now we have the defensive MVP of the 2005 San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. He had a great game, 12 tackles, 3 quarterback sacks, a forced fumble. We're pleased to join us here is Tyler Tidwell. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
So you had a pretty big game with the Poinsettia Bowl there in 2005, those 3 quarterback sacks, deserving the first defensive MVP award. What are your memories of that game?
Guys, you go out to every football game and you play hard, and some nights it seems like you play really hard and you hustle and you're just kind of not in the right spot, or maybe get blocked on that play where you shouldn't have, and then other nights you go out and you play hard also, and you kind of always seem to be in the right spot or get off those blocks a little bit quicker. And that was just kind of one of those nights where things just kind of worked out and was in the right spot on a lot of different plays. So.
In the college football business, we always like to talk about what bowl games mean to the community and also to the student athlete. Could you kind of tell us what it's like to be a member of a college football team? You go to a bowl game, you have this week-long festivities that you get to participate in. Is it fun for the players?
Yeah, I will tell you, I wish every college football player could experience a bowl game. I know they can't, and that's of course what makes them special. My 4 years at Navy, we had the good fortune of going to a bowl game every year. And the entire bowl game experience, the entire week leading up to it, the events, the practices, it's just an incredible experience. And it's something that I think once every college football player, once he's been to one, that's his goal is to get back to one on subsequent seasons. So.
Now, back in that first year, one of our bowl week events was a go-kart race with your team. How did you fare in go-kart racing?
I do not remember how I fared in go-kart racing, but it's funny you mention that because I was actually looking at some old college pictures the other day, and I found a few in there, and those had to be some pretty high-powered go-karts because we had some big boys riding around in there.
Well, we don't do that anymore, but you can imagine that was the first time, and the look on the faces of the head coaches when we showed them that this is what the kids were going to be doing didn't set very well.
No, in fact, Paul Johnson was your head coach in 2005. He did not care for that event very much.
Well, Coach Johnson was a very, very focused guy, and so I can see where probably go-kart riding was the farthest thing from his mind at the time.
Hey, Tyler, tell our audience, it's a little different being recruited to go to a 4-year college, and then you're being recruited by the United States Naval Academy, where it's longer than a 4-year commitment. What was your background, and why did you end up at the Naval Academy, and why did you go?
Well, my father was a former Marine, so I grew up with a little bit of military in the family. He certainly never pushed me in that direction. Going to one of the military academies, especially if you're recruited athletes, you really don't go there just to play a sport because obviously you have a commitment for several years afterwards. So it's important that all the athletes who go to the military academies understand, hey, I want to play football, I want to play baseball, I want to play basketball. That's great, and you'll certainly get the opportunity to, but there's a lot of other responsibilities that go into it. And so you have kind of a unique perspective on college athletics and the college experience in general. And it's very challenging, and it's academically arduous, but it's very rewarding. And I certainly encourage anybody who has the opportunity to attend a service academy to at least explore the option.
And once you graduated, Tyler, what did you do?
I commissioned as a Marine Corps officer, so you can go into the Navy or the Marine Corps out of the Naval Academy. So I became a Marine infantry officer, And I went down to Quantico, Virginia for about 9 months of training, and then went out to Camp Pendleton, California, and I was out there with
right here in our backyard
for about 4 years, and did a couple deployments out of there. And then I just recently transferred out to Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C.
Where you are right now.
Yep, that's correct.
That's great. Well, Tyler, thanks so much for joining us, and we're honored and proud to have you as our first defensive MVP of the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl from back in 2005. Thanks a million for being with us today.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Tyler, and thank you very much for your service.